I have to see what Loma wants to do next year.
What did you think about his recent comments for his loss to Teofimo Lopez?
They're as stupid as the comments that Wilder made about how he lost to Tyson Fury, that somehow Fury loaded the gloves, that his own corner, put stuff in his water. Ridiculous. But see, the problem with everybody now is when the President of the United States talks garbage every time he opens his mouth, and usually there's not a shred of truth in it. Everybody feels they have license to invent their own conspiracy theories. You know.
Those are the words of Bob Arum as he says that Lomachenko and his reasoning or his excuse or whatever is just as stupid as Deontay Wilder's. Those were the words of Bob Arum. And let me counterpunch. First off, leave Deontay Wilder alone. You know what I mean? It's like, for one, Deontay Wilder, we haven't heard from him in a long time. And you bring that up and compare Deontay Wilder to Lomachenko, and it's clever because, I mean, those accusations are far-fetched, but at the same time, it's like, you try to use that as an excuse, and you're saying it's just as stupid as Wilder's, you know, I would have to disagree with you. It's not. Because the man didn't say anything that was just that much out of order. To me, he explained how he looked at the fight round by round, how he felt that the judges were off, which I think the fucking judges were off. How do you compare that to what Wilder said? You know, you're just trying to throw Wilder under the bus because that shit was so horrendous. But at the same time, you know, I think that's another example of you just showing total disrespect or disregard to how your fighters feel. You know what I mean? So, like, at the same time, why would a fighter even want to fuck with you at the end of the day? Again, after hearing you say their excuses or reasoning behind what and how they feel about this particular fight is stupid. Why would they even want to fuck with you? I think Bob, honestly, is on his way out. Yeah, you can talk that shit about Terrence Crawford or whatever, but then now you're talking that shit about Loma because he lost it, and I know that's where the energy's coming from. Lomachenko lost the decision, right? And the scorecards were a decision. And even Loma came back and said, well, I wasn't saying they got bribed, but I definitely think they were biased. So if you think they were biased, you know, and then your promoter turns around and still says, you know what? Your excuses are just as stupid as Wilder's. Why would you say that? Then you throw the president in there because you know he doesn't like Donald Trump. You know, this is not a political channel at all. You know, but it just shows you that it just shows you the lengths that he will go and compare other things to try to make a fighter look bad. You know, and if I'm Lomachenko, I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Give me somebody else. Let me go to the zone. Let me go somewhere else so I can fight Haney without your problems. I can fight Garcia without your problems. I can fight Mikey Garcia without your problems. See, Bob Arum, I think he's outdated. I think he was a good promoter when he was in his heyday. But the man is damn near 90 years old. He's a year from being 90, less than. And it's time for him to hang it up. And I don't think he knew how to retire. I honestly think Bob Arum don't know how to fucking retire. I think he knows how to deteriorate himself. Now he's saying all types of shit that, you know, he shouldn't really say. I never heard Bob Arum, people. I never heard Bob Arum say the things that he said about the people that he promoted of yesteryear. I never heard him say these type of things about his past talent. He never said that about De La Hoya. He never said that about Floyd Mayweather. He never said that about Manny Pacquiao, even though they had their differences. But he never talked about or towards his fighters the way he's fighting or talking about them now. You know, and it's weird. It's like he's, you know, you definitely have to understand that Bob Arum he don't give a shit. He don't care what really he says, and I think he should. You know. But then again, if you're that old, fuck it. What do you have to deal with? But then if you're that old, why are you worried about being a cheap ass promoter? Worried about what you have to spend, talking shit about Loma, then Lomachenko. Then you're talking about a fighter that has nothing to do with you. Deontay Wilder has nothing to do with Bob Arum at all. He doesn't promote Bob Arum. Yeah, he promoted against him with another promoter, Al Heyman or whatever. Silent partner and shit is what I call him. And it's like, then you bring him and throw Deontay Wilder under the bus as though you're, you know, and then I don't see why he would do that, but it's just weird how he used that as an example, you know. But then this is, again, coming from the same guy that wanted to convince Wilder not to sue. You know what I'm saying? He convinced Wilder not to sue because he thought Pulev was going to beat Joshua. He was off, wrong. Joshua's still a bum. Go figure. Whatever. You know, Joshua's a bum. Lomachenko and Deontay Wilder are stupid liars, right? So, you know, and Andy Ruiz is a fat kid that can't fight and can't punch. So, I mean, those are the words of Bob Arum. You guys tell me what you think about Bob Arum's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.